Hi everybody, my name is Lisette Guerrero and today is January 21st, 2018. I'm going to be talking to you about the different types of tissue in the body. So first of all, there are epithelial tissues and there are connective tissues as well as muscle tissue and nervous tissue. So for the epithelial tissue, we have different types. We have the cells that appear to be squamous, which are kind of like a flat, kind of irregular shape. We have the cells that look cuboidal, which are a little bit of like a square shape. And then the ones that look columnar, which are a little bit of like a rectangular kind of standing up shape. We have the simple cellular tissue. So that means that it's kind of like a single layer of these cells. And there's also the stratified, which are like kind of more than one layer. So it could either be two layers or more layers. And it doesn't have to be the same type of cell. It can be different shapes and stuff. These serve different functions and have different body parts where they are located, such as the simple squamous epithelium can be found like in the air sacs of the lungs, the linings of the heart. You can find the stratified squamous epithelium, which lines the esophagus, the mouth, and the vagina. The stratified columnar epithelium can be found like in the male urethra and in the ducts of some glands. And these all have different functions, like some of them are for like secretion, such as like the ones that are found like in the thyroid gland. You can also have some that help protect, such as the stratified cuboidal epithelium, which are like the sweat glands and the salivary glands. And then when you go to, let's say, the connective tissue can be composed of like a loose connective tissue, which can be areolar, adipose, or reticular. You have the dense connective tissue, which is regular or irregular. The supportive connective tissue, which is usually more like cartilage or bone. And then you have the fluid connective tissue, which can be the blood or the lymph. As far as the connective tissues, the loose connective tissue as opposed to the dense connective tissue, just the dense has more of the reinforcement of the fibers, so it makes it more dense, and it gives it more strength and more protection. And then in the loose connective tissue, they have more space in between these fibers. And when we speak about the muscle tissue types, we have three different kinds. We have the skeletal, we have the cardiac, and we have the smooth. So for the skeletal, we see that these are attached to like the bones. They're long and they're striated, so usually they're kind of separated, and you can see them on the slides. They have the peripherally located nuclei, so these help to maintain homeostasis within these tissues. The cardiac have the difference with those are that they have that branched part to them. So these are located like in the heart, and this is something that's different from these tissue as opposed to the skeletal and the smooth. In the smooth, we find this like in the walls of the major organs and the passageways. And these have one single nucleus in each fiber, and they don't have striation, so you can't see the little white lines that you see in the other two muscle types, because like there, it doesn't seem to be divided as the other ones are. And last but not least, we have the nervous tissue. And the nervous tissue, so we have the nerve cells, which are like the ones that were pointed out in our slides. And with these nerve cells, there's also this thing called neuroglia, and these support the cells, support the cell bodies. And the part from neuroglia, the obviously neuro is like, like brain or, nervous. And then the glia part, it comes from a Greek word meaning glue. So basically, it holds all of this together, and they help these cells and these neurons are specialized to transmit and receive impulses. And there's this thing called microglia that protects the nervous system from infection. So all of these tissue types are what make up the human body, and support us to maintain everything that we're able to do on a day-to-day basis.